If you got a man that can afford a Birkin bag for you, honey, you need to have him buy you a little piece of property in your name. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Shayla, if this is your first time here. So in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you a makeup look using some new products. Okay, we got a bunch of new up in here. We're also gonna be talking about current events, honey. Okay, the election's coming up. We're gonna talk about that just for a little bit. Not too much because I'm burnt out from talking about it, okay? I just want it to be over with. I just want to know the results, that's it. We're gonna talk about just a little bit of everything, you know, a little bit of tea here and there. Did I say Birkin bags? Birkin bags, like, my eyes roll. I'm like, oh, the Birkin bag situation. We're gonna talk about lavish vacations during a pandemic. And we're just gonna chat. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, if I forget to tell you guys what I'm using, I will list it in the description box, but I did get new Huda Beauty primer. This is a jelly hydrating primer and the stick foundation, so I'll be using that. A lot of you guys requested the stick foundation review, so we're gonna try it. First off, why is everyone talking about a Birkin bag when you should be talking about owning property? How about that? If you got a man that can afford a Birkin bag for you, honey, you need to have him buy you a little piece of property in your name. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation, okay? All right, so I'm gonna start with Cinnamon Faux Filter Stick Foundation from Huda Beauty. Is this the right color? Yeah. So they sent me PR. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know this. And the shades were a little bit too dark, so I just ordered Cinnamon on Sephora because they be shipping real quick. Typically I color correct, but I just forgot to do that. It's okay. Okay, so shade Cinnamon 440G, and I'm just gonna blend her in with my Rare Beauty sponge. I love this sponge, you guys, so good. So back to what I was saying about the Birkin bag. Everyone talking about a Birkin bag. Y'all know Sweetie brought up, get you a man that buys you a Birkin bag. When she said that, I was like, I didn't get like offended by it. I wasn't like, oh damn, like I gotta have a man that buys me a Birkin bag at all. I just feel like, you know, the life she lives, she has a man that can buy her a Birkin bag. She was just talking, you know, like, I don't think it was like that serious, but just for, you know, shits and giggles, let's talk about it. If you got a man, listen, ladies, if you have a man that is taking care of you and maybe you don't have a job or nothing, you have nothing in your name, instead of having him buy you a Birkin bag, have him buy you property. Doesn't have to be something extravagant, but have him buy you something. If he's balling like that with the Birkin bag, he could buy a $50,000 bag. He could buy you property, okay, in your name. How about that? That's what nobody's talking about. Have him buy you property, because guess what? In a couple years, when maybe he's done with you, or maybe you guys get married, whatever, you're gonna have an asset in your name. And you can sell it and it's gonna be worth a lot more than, I mean, you didn't have to pay for it, he did. So it's gonna be worth a lot more. So how about that? How about that? Okay, real quick, I feel like the foundation is very pigmented. Like it almost is a little bit more like, I don't even wanna say yellow, maybe orange in my skin tone. Like you can see it, it's like a little bit more just pigmented. But I feel like once I add bronzer and concealer, it'll even out, but it definitely has a lot of warmth to it. All right, let's add a little bit of concealer. This is Makeup Forever 4.5. Back to this Birkin talk though. How about like we normalize like getting a good man that loves you? How about that? Like, I mean, there are people out there that their love is based off materialistic things. You know, to them, if you love me, you're doing this for me. But I feel like, get you a man that loves you, okay? That will do anything for you, that will, you know, instead of hanging out with their friends, maybe rub your back because you're on your period vibes. That's what we need to normalize, just getting you a good man. Like, not everyone is gonna have a man that buys them a Birkin bag. Like, come on now. But you might have a man that is your soulmate and together y'all buying each other Birkin bags. I mean, I don't know. All right, next I'm gonna set my foundation, concealer, everything with Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Concealer. I think this is shade 455, 415. I kind of just mix them to get like the perfect color, and also my summer, I'm so sad because summer's over, but my summer tan is like wearing off. So I'm just gonna press this under my eye to set my concealer, and just any part of the face that I feel like needs to be set. It's usually just under my eyes and like the chin, my highlighted areas, I should say. All right, I'm gonna fill in my brows with KVD Light Brown Brow Pomade, and while I fill in my brows, I'm gonna talk for 2 seconds, and that's it, about politics, because I'm so sick of hearing about it on the news. Like I told you guys, I'm just over it, but y'all need to vote. Okay, you need to vote. You need to exercise your right to vote, because listen, it wasn't too long ago that being black meant you could not vote. Being a woman meant you could not vote. So vote for that reason. That should be reason enough. But also, like, this is like, we're really living in some crazy times. Like, I think in 10 years from now, they're gonna be talking about this as, I don't wanna use the same word crazy, but just a very crucial and important time in history. And if you're able to vote, you guys need to vote. Exercise your right, because we have a very racist president, okay? Like, if you don't recognize that he's racist and sexist, then you need to open your eyes, honey, okay? All right, you guys, I feel like my brows kind of turned out a little crazy, but it's okay. I'm just gonna brush through them a little bit. I'm gonna clean up under my brows with the same concealer I used under my eyes. And then we're gonna put some powder on because my skin is looking kind of like glossy, like a little bit more dewy than I think I'm used to. So we're just gonna apply concealer all over, which is kind of like the eyeshadow base also. And we're gonna clean up under the brows. Ooh, it's like a quick little definition cleanup. All right, this is Fenty Cashew Setting Powder. I absolutely love this shade. It's so bomb. Okay, let's talk about Kim K real quick. So let me just start off by saying I've met Kim for makeup events, very sweet, like very kind, professional, just a nice person. But do I think that renting a private island and kind of being flashy for her birthday was doing too much? Yes, absolutely. I just feel like, you know, millions of people have lost their jobs, people's lives have been completely turned around. I just don't think this is like the time to show off wealth. You know, we are in a pandemic. But with that being said, like, I mean, I'm just not like, it's not like I'm surprised or I'm just that mad towards affecting my day-to-day life. I just think you should just, like, you know, especially from celebrities, just kind of expect stuff like this. I think during a pandemic, which this is probably everyone's first, right? This is our first. I just think we've kind of learned to not like lean on celebrities for support because their lives are just a little bit different than ours, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, it just made me cringe a little bit. I was like, oh my God, like so many people are in a very bad place right now. This is like not the time. All right, you guys, I'm super excited about this palette. So Pat McGrath launched a palette that's a little bit less expensive than her normal palettes, you guys. Her palettes are like $125, which is very, very, very expensive, especially during a pandemic. This one is about half the price, and it does come with a lot of shades. So when I got this, I was like, ooh, this is cute. Like, this is very, very cute. A lot of pigment, high quality. Is it worth it? Yes, I think it is. And then the palette is actually like a softer material, so it's not like this component where it's like a harder plastic. This one's a little bit softer. What is she called, honey? Oh, Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity. It's real cute. Okay, so we're gonna use this. I think I'm gonna start with this pink in the crease. I'm not sure how it's gonna show up because it is a lighter pink, but we're gonna try it. And then I'm gonna add the brown on top of it. So this is gonna be like, where'd she go? This, like a transition shade. Just like a really light shade. We gonna see what happens. Just press in the crease. I always kind of just like press and pack the color on first and then blend it out. Let's see. I thought this was gonna be like lighter, but I'm liking this. So just blend, blend, blend. This would actually be a really pretty color on the lid for like a wedding look. Maybe if you're a bridesmaid and you're wearing like a pink dress or a purple dress, even a burgundy dress. Ooh, this is real cute. So a lot of you guys have been asking about Storm. If you don't know, if you're new here, Storm is my Doberman Pinscher. She's 6 months. I started losing count of her age, but she's like, I believe she's like 6.5 months. She's big. She's like 50 pounds, okay? Like this chick is big. I'm gonna go in with this brown shade right here. I've been going to a trainer, but also like every day, like training her myself, which, you know, that's kind of like what you have to do when you have a dog. Like you go to the trainer, but then you have to put in a lot of work at home. And she is just like so smart, so sassy. She's in the crate right now because Les is like putting furniture together. I have my cousins coming into town next week and he's like getting our guest room ready, which means we got rid of like our old Z Gallery furniture. I don't even think Z Gallery's in business anymore. So he's like putting together some like temporary furniture, you know, but so she's in her crate right now, but she is like so smart and just so loving. I love having a Doberman Pinscher, the best breed because they are so trainable and just so smart and protective. I'm gonna smudge a little bit of that brown shade I put in the crease. It kind of looks purple now because I put it over the pink, but a little bit of this under my lash line just to kind of smoke it out a little bit. And I'm using just like a bullet brush. You know what someone asked me, which I thought was like really interesting? They were just like, what are some things that, what'd they say? What are some random things you've learned about life? And I was like, that's kind of interesting. Very broad question, but interesting at the same time. I'm still using this palette, you guys. And one little piece of advice that I want to give to, we're gonna use this. Anyone, you know, before you get in a relationship, experience some things, you know, be selfish. Go on trips, do things that you love to do, even if it means that like nobody else likes doing it with you and you're just doing it by yourself, that's fine. Get comfortable with being by yourself. I think before you're in a relationship, before you get married, you should really like have a good understanding of who you are. Because I don't really think you can bring your whole self into a relationship until you know who you are. What I'm saying is just experience some things, you know, do what you want to do, be selfish, because once you're in a relationship, it's all about compromise, which I think is great when you get to that point when you're ready to compromise, but experience some things, live your life. Ooh, gotta wipe off this bake. I feel like my eyes are getting kind of dry, like the temperature dropped a little bit here in LA, even though it's picking back up, but my skin is definitely a little bit more dry. So we're gonna wipe this bake off. If you have oily skin, you could probably bake for days, but no, no. My skin's getting dry. I'm like, oh, this looks cute. Okay, so now I'm gonna apply a little bit of this color right here on the inside, just like a tiny bit. I wrote down like a list of things you guys were asking me on Instagram. I didn't write this one down, but someone was asking how I manage or even deal with or get excited about new product releases. And to be honest with you, I feel like this isn't really adding too much. So let's go a little bit lighter. To be honest with you, there are a lot of like makeup products being launched all the time, and most of them they're just not exciting. Okay, they're not exciting. A lot of palettes, oh, that's better, are just not made for Black people. I said it, okay, I said what I said. And I feel like after Black Lives Matter movement, I mean, it's still Black Lives Matter, but you know, everyone was like, oh, we're gonna change, we're gonna do this. And I just don't feel like I see it, especially in like palettes that have been coming out, you know, foundations, that whole trend of like, oh, let's be inclusive, have all these shades. Everyone did that, but when it comes to shadows and pigments, blushes, it's crickets. Okay, crickets. And I'm not talking about every brand, I'm just talking about most of them. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of a darker color to the outer crease. I really wish there was like a shade like a little bit darker than this. And matte, because matte gives you that depth, but we're gonna check her out and see what it looks like, because I almost like don't want it to be like purple looking. I just want it to be more of like a dark blackish color, but let's see how this looks. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in the outer corner of the lid and the crease, this little socket right here. See if it adds like just a little bit more depth. Because I like having a little bit of darkness right here, especially at night if I'm going for like a smoky look or for a slightly more dramatic look. A little bit, adding a little bit. I'm just gonna use a fluffier brush and kind of blend this out. Blend, blend, blend. Ooh, this is cute. So I just blended out the darker color. It looks very like whimsical, doesn't it? All right, I'm gonna line my waterline underneath with this Victoria Beckham black pencil liner. This is my first time using the black one, but I have like the brown and the purple, and I love it. Like, it has a lot of pigment, glides on super easy. As you guys can kind of see, like, look at that. That's real cute. All right, now I'm gonna line my top of the eye with Immortal from Melt Cosmetics. I love this, mainly because it's just a really deep, dark black. All right, what's the next topic we're gonna talk about? Let's talk about working hard, being a boss, a businesswoman, and just being successful in whatever career you choose. I guess really the message I'm trying to say is that if you're trying to grow your business, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, whatever your goal is, like, you have to work hard and you have to make sacrifices, and sometimes those sacrifices mean that you're working when your friend has an event or a party, and instead of going to the event or party, you're working. Like, work comes first, and I'm not that sounds like so bad, like, oh, there's no balance, but I think, you know, when you're starting your career, you have to really grind and have that work ethic. You know, like, I remember when I was younger, I was, you know, in school full time. I was doing freelance work. I was working at a strip club doing makeup. I pretty much had like 3 jobs. Full time at school, full time at Mac, because I used to work at Mac, and then part-time freelance. And I would just grind. And sometimes that meant I couldn't go out with my friends on the weekends. Sometimes it meant I'm missing holidays with my family. It just meant a lot of sacrifice, but in the end, it's worth it. All right, let's add a little bit of drama to this eye look. These are Misty Rose Lashes from ienvy by Kiss, which is like a drugstore brand. So I feel like they look super fancy, but they're not. I mean, they're fancy, but they're affordable, okay? So I'm just gonna add a little bit of a dramatic lash. I just live for a lash, okay? Always add the glue, let it dry a little bit, and then use tweezers, look down, and apply it as close to your lash line as possible. If it's still wet, just continue to look down, and then use the tweezers to kind of press it into the eye. All right, while my lashes are drying, they feel like, for some reason, like sticky, like they're not sticking yet. But while they're drying, I'm gonna apply the Smashbox Halo Golden Bronze to my nose only. Just a little bit right there. And I'm not gonna do any highlighter on my cheek because I always do, and we're just switching it up. So I'm gonna apply Plum from Bobbi Brown. It was between this and the Rare Beauty blush, but I just felt like this would be easier to apply, so that's what we're doing. Powder is always like faster and easier to me. All right, so my lashes are dry. I'm gonna add a little bit of lash curler. I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna curl my lashes with the curler. So I'm curling my own lash with the false lash. Just kind of like bonds them together. Get as close as possible and curl. It also lifts them a little bit. I'm gonna set my whole face with the Rare Beauty setting spray. This is super hydrating, so maybe it'll give me a little bit more of a like glow, dewiness. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna apply a little bit of mascara. This is the KVD Primer. I'm gonna apply this on the bottom, and then the Nars Extreme Climax Mascara. I love primer on the bottom lashes because I always wear a false lash, and I feel like primer makes your lashes like really thick and just adds length. So it helps just match the top. And I like that that lash primer is dark. It's like a dark gray black color. And then apply the mascara to your natural lashes and the falsies. Ooh, the drama. The drama, honey. Ooh. Ooh, I love this. Ooh, ooh, I love this. I love the drama. This is giving me Housewives confessional vibes. Which, by the way, are you guys watching Potomac? Listen, Candace, I'm like, you are not innocent, honey. So if you guys don't watch Potomac, basically there was like altercation between 2 of the girls, and one of them's pressing charges against the other one, who is a mom of 3 or 4. Oh no, she got a bunch of kids, okay? And her kids are very small. Like they need their mom. And then the Candace girl is more of like she used to be in the pageant, spoiled brat vibes, you know? It's getting dramatic, okay? It is getting dramatic. But Candace with the theatrics, I'm like, girl, like you're pressing charges. Are you serious? Like if you're doing all this in someone's face, expect the smoke. Okay, so I just lined my lips with Limitless Brown from Makeup Forever, one of my favorite brown lip liners. And then I think, ooh, what lipstick are we gonna use? All right, I found one. This is Juvias Plase, a Mauve Moment. I love the lipsticks, like so good. They have a nude called Lady, which is really good too. Ooh, see, right on time, okay? Right on time. Ooh, I love this pink. I'm gonna add a nude lip gloss over it to neutralize it so it's not so much like purple, pink cheeks, like just a lot of color, because that's very like 2010, okay? Added a little bit more lip liner just to make it look more blended. And then, where's my lip gloss? This is a new lip gloss from Artist Couture called X-Rated. It's more of like a caramel nude, which is amazing for my skin tone. But what it's gonna do to this, it might make it more corally. I don't even know. Nude coral. We'll see, let's see. Oh, yep. Ooh, that's cute though. Season 10, okay. Reunion juicy. Ooh, this is definitely a reunion look. Like, I mean, if I was on The Real Housewives of anything, my reunion look would definitely be like a couple notches above this, but it's a reunion look. All right, guys, here is the finished look. Thanks for just sitting with me, talking with me. I've been just so mentally drained the past 6 months, as I'm sure most of you guys have been, and the only thing that kind of keeps me balanced and keeps me focused and just sane is one, working out, you know, my daily gym workouts. You guys see it on Insta stories all the time, and doing my makeup. Those, well, of course less, there's other things, but I'm just saying things that I personally do for myself. Working out and doing my makeup, I feel like they just keep me sane and it's kind of therapeutic. So it's been nice just talking to you guys about things that have been on my mind. Birkin bags, luxury private islands, honey, the housewives, just talking, you know? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and the products I use. Wait, quickly, hold on. Let me tell you about the stick foundation. So natural matte finish is what I'm getting. It's definitely more dewy than I thought it was gonna be. Well, I didn't even know what to expect, but it's definitely more thicker, like full coverage, thicker, and creamy, dewy. So if you like stick foundations, I think you'll like it. Also, this palette's amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys want to see on my channel in the comments below. I always listen to you guys. Listen, my last video with the lips, all the lips, one of y'all suggested it. So I'm always listening to your suggestions. So leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And last but not least, strut and slay.